afternoon, everybody. Dr. Peter Glidden here, your steadfast advocate for health, welcoming you to another live edition of Fire Your MD. Now, if you are listening from terrestrial radio, if you are listening on a good old-fashioned radio set, listen to the commercial breaks on your particular radio station's channel, and you will be given a number to call for information about what we are up to. We are up to building a grassroots coalition of the informed, wise, smart, action-oriented, no-nonsense, pragmatic, results-oriented people all around the world. People who have been introduced to science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition. People who have had the good common sense to try our methods. And people who are so excited about the results that they have secured that it's impossible for them to shut up about it. I mean, it's impossible for them to shut up about it. Listen, if you were suffering with type 2 diabetes for a long time, got on board with any alternative protocol, I don't care what it is, and your type 2 diabetes disappeared, what are you going to do? Lock yourself in your room and never go out again and not tell anybody about it? No. You're going to tell everybody in the world about it. Well, we will pay you to tell people in the world about your experience with us, because this is how we are going to change the world. Change has always started with a very small group of individuals. It's always been a small cadre of people who have started the ball rolling in a particular direction. And you know, when the truth is on your side, all you have to do is dislodge the boulder from the top of the mountain and gravity does the rest. It's only a matter of time until everybody in the world is doing what we're doing, because what we're doing works. Proof of the pudding is in the eating. It doesn't matter even if you don't know how to spell vitamin. It does not matter what your understanding of scientific methodology is. It does not matter a hoot. If you're smart enough to pass the driver's license test, you are smart enough to be a longevity distributor. You are smart enough to be a Dr. Glidden insider, and you are definitely smart enough to help us change the world by a grassroots coalition of the informed, and that's what we're up to. So listen closely to the commercial breaks of your terrestrial radio station. Call the 800 number. And you will be directed to a living, breathing human being who can show you personally what we're up to. There are two ways you can interface with us. You can interface with us as a customer and get your hands on the world's best recipes for health recovery. Nutritional boilerplate health recovery formulations developed by the physician who wrote the book on medical nutrition, Dr. Joel Wallach. It doesn't get any better than that. You can work with us as a customer, get the nutritional supplements at the wholesale price, or you can join our grassroots coalition of the informed, become a longevity member, and we will pay you, longevity will pay you, to help spread Dr. Wallach's message of health recovery through science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition. Everybody in the world needs to know what we know. Very few people do, and it is only a matter of time until this pops into popular consciousness. It is only a matter of time until what I am talking about and what Dr. Wallach has been talking about for, 20 plus years becomes common sense. It's not common sense now. Common sense now is get on board with conventional medicine. Get on board with MD-directed allopathic reductionistic medicine. That's common sense now. Oh, go to see your doctor. Go to see your MD. Well, that's not such a good idea if you're struggling or suffering with a chronic illness like heartburn, high blood pressure, arthritis, insomnia, anxiety and panic attacks, fibromyalgia, depression, kidney disease, liver disease, gallbladder disease, degenerative disc disease, rheumatoid arthritis, psoriasis, eczema, asthma. It doesn't matter. Well, it matters if doesn't matter what you have. Doesn't matter what conventional medicine is calling it. If your body is suffering, beneath the wheel of a chronic disease, it's not because you have a bad gene. It's not because you're getting older, and it's not because you have a voodoo curse. I mean, I don't know, maybe you do. I mean, have you been in New Orleans on a full moon and lost track of time, can't remember those 3 or 4 hours? Well, if that's your story, then maybe you do have a voodoo curse. Most people don't. Most people are suffering with a chronic disease because their body has run out of the raw materials that their bodies need to support its structure and function. Case in point, scurvy. Arr, the pirate's disease. Scurvy it is. Arr, dar. Scurvy. Nasty, slow death. Your teeth fall out, your bones rot, your skin develops open, weeping sores, and then you die. It's nasty, and it's caused by a vitamin C deficiency. See, like Charlie, the British Navy knew this, by the way. They did not know what vitamin C was, but they knew if their sailors ate limes every day, they didn't get scurvy. This is one of the reasons that the British were able to rule the 7 seas for as long as they did, because their sailors weren't sick with scurvy, and every other country's sailors were. And if we're having a battle on the open seas and your crew has scurvy and my crew does not, guess who's going to win? I'm going to win. By the way, that's why British sailors were referred to as limeys, because they all ate limes. It was mandatory. If you're on a British man of war, you ate a couple of limes a day or you were lashed, right? It was mandatory to eat the limes. The British didn't know what vitamin C was, but they knew if their sailors ate limes, they didn't get scurvy. Well, guess what? If your MD didn't know about the relationship between scurvy and vitamin C, and you had scurvy, and you went to your MD, what would you get? You would get anti-inflammatory medications. You would get surgery for the open wounds on the skin. You would get teeth implants. You would get a prosthetic jaw. You would get immune stimulants or immune suppressants, or whatever the case would be, and then you would die after you ran up an unbelievably high medical bill. This is a tragedy because all you needed was vitamin C. This is the way that it is with asthma. Asthma, most of the times, is related to an essential fatty acid deficiency. But if your medical doctor does not know this, and your medical doctor does not know this, your medical doctor is not going to recommend you take essential fatty acids. Your medical doctor is going to recommend inhalers, rescue inhalers, anti-inflammatories, bronchodilators, the intention of which is to manage the asthma, not to cure the asthma, but to manage the asthma. And this is why, as time goes by, the asthmatic condition gets worse. You need another inhaler, you need another inhaler, you need rescue medications, you need the ventilator, and it's bad. Or if you had rickets, excuse me, I'm a little pony today. That's a little horse. I talk too much. Anybody ever tell you Dr. Glidden talks too much? They're telling the truth. So if you had rickets, that's a vitamin D like David deficiency. If your medical doctor didn't know that rickets was caused by a vitamin D deficiency and they didn't recommend you take vitamin D, they would do numerous and varied expensive interventions, all of which would ultimately fail because they all missed the mark. What you needed was vitamin D. What they failed to give you was vitamin D. And so it goes with every chronic disease. Linus Pauling, 2-time Nobel Prize winner, said, you can trace every chronic disease back to a mineral deficiency. And $25 million of federally funded research that Dr. Wallach was in charge of, which, by the way, is now in the Smithsonian Institution, echoed the same thing. Chronic disease is rooted in nutrient deficiencies. But your MD has no training, no experience, no respect, and no appreciation for medical nutrition, and so they have thrown the baby out with the bathwater. And as goes Rome, so goes the world. And because we are aligned to the MDs, because we go to the MDs, because we genuflect exclusively at the altar of the MDs every day, our health gets worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. because the MDs have no understanding whatsoever of the relationship between science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition and the genesis of chronic disease. They are the wrong dog for the hunt. For goodness sake, the MDs are like a football team that only has a running game. They don't know how to pass, don't think it's good, aren't going to do it. We're not going to do that quack stuff. We're not going to do that passing stuff. That's all quack stuff. That's what that is. That's alternative to football. That's not real football. That's quack football. We're not going to pass the football. Well, if all you have is a running game, guess what position you're going to come in the NFL? Dead last. Are you going to score a couple touchdowns? Yeah. You might even win a game here or there, but you're going to come in dead last because you don't have a passing game. The MDs do not have a passing game. The MDs have no training in medical nutrition. And furthermore, the MDs are trained, schooled in a philosophy called reductionism. And even if the MDs did get a clue about the relationship between medical nutrition and human health, they'd start to give massive amounts of nutrition. It's called fractionated nutrition, and it's wrong. It's bad. It doesn't work. You need to stop going to the team. You need to stop rooting for the team that only has the passing game. The leading cause of death in the United States is MD-directed medicine. For goodness sake, the leading cause of death are your MDs. Why would you continue to go to them? Because you don't know any better. Leading cause of bankruptcy, MD-directed medicine. That's why Obamacare, said, everybody needs medical insurance. Why does everybody need medical insurance? Because if you don't have medical insurance, you're going to go bankrupt. Why are you going to go bankrupt? Because what's the most expensive medicine? The one that doesn't work. It's a madhouse, ladies and gentlemen. We're down the rabbit hole, inside the matrix, upside down, inside out, and it is bad. Except in Youngevity Nation. We're here to help. Stay tuned. Much more to come. In a perfect world, in a free market, people gravitate towards things that are better and that work, right? I mean, a perfect example is the cell phone market, right? People go to the cell phone carrier that works for their neck of the woods. That's what they're going to do. Automobile industry. People are going to use the car that gives them the most bang for their buck. The most bang for their buck because there's free market there. Food, right? You're going to buy the fruit that tastes best. You're going to buy the food that tastes best. You're going to buy the wine and the beer that tastes the best, right? You've got a lot of things to choose from. Great. That's an awesome thing, a free market. We don't have one in medicine. We do not have a free medical market, and that's why we're all sick all the time, because your only option is MDA, MDB, or MDC, and all the MDs are trained in the same philosophy. For goodness sake. It's like going to a born-again Christian over and over and over and expecting advice about reincarnation. It ain't going to happen. A Buddhist would have a very difficult time with a born-again Christian because the born-again Christian does not believe in reincarnation. I mean, it's like going to communists to get advice about how to vote. Well, that's a bad idea. Well, guess what? We don't have a free medical market here. All you have is MDA, MDB, or MDC, and all the MDs everywhere in the world are aligned to the same philosophical understanding of how the body works, and it's wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong. I said it out loud. I'll say it again. Me and Dr. Wallach are the only people that are saying this out loud. I and Dr. Wallach are the only ones saying this out loud. MD-directed medical treatments for chronic diseases do not work. They do not work. They don't work. Now, if you want to pour money into that dry well, go right ahead. It's a free country, more or less. But look, you're mandated now to buy medical insurance. Does your medical insurance give you access to naturopathy? No. Does it give you access to chiropractic? No. Does it give you access to acupuncture, Ayurvedic medicine, herbalism, traditional Chinese medicine? No, 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 no. It's MD medicine all the time, and the MDs have convinced you on purpose. You've been socialized. You've been socialized. You've been brainwashed. to believe that the MD exclusively owns the decoder ring to all things medical. And if the MD doesn't know it, it ain't correct, it ain't true, it's back of the bus, dangerous quack medicine, and it's a nonsense. It's a medical myth, and we are deeply enmeshed in the middle of it right now, and it is killing us. Literally 780,000 people a year die because they saw an MD. 780,000 people. The leading cause of death. Second leading cause of death, heart disease. Your medical doctor kills more people than heart disease. Now, do they do it willingly? No. They do it inadvertently. It's collateral damage. It's collateral damage. It's the march forward of medicine. Baloney. It's bad medicine. A bad dog, no biscuit. But nobody calls them on it because they're in the monopoly. Pharmaceutical companies own everything. Pharmaceutical industry, 4 German pharmaceutical companies banded together in World War II, pooled their money and built a pharmaceutical factory outside of Auschwitz or Dachau. I think it was Auschwitz. They used the members of the concentration camps for slave labor to make the Zyklon B gas that killed everybody in the concentration camps, and they did human experimentation on the inmates of the concentration camps. Isn't that just wonderful? Nobody went to jail. After World War II, they traded their uniforms for suits and ties. And now they bring you Bayer aspirin. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, Bayer Pharmaceutical was one of the companies involved with human experimentation at the death camps in World War II. That is a small example of how much power the pharmaceutical industry wields all around the world. Remember, it's not the drug, it's how it's used. I'm not against drugs. I can prescribe drugs, right? We say it all the time. Thank God for Novocaine. Thank God for penicillin. But statin drugs? Yeah, I don't think so. Proton pump inhibitors? Yeah, I don't think so. Prednisone? Yeah, I don't think so. Why? Because these drugs are not prescribed to cure the illness. They're prescribed to manage the symptoms. It is a perfect example of this. Is, if you're driving down the road and all of a sudden you hear a loud noise in the engine, you put earplugs in. Is that going to fix the loud noise? No. Check engine light comes on the dashboard. It means there's something wrong with the engine. Well, one solution to that is to clip the wires behind the check engine light so you don't see it anymore. Well, you could do that. That's what the MDs do with their therapeutics, and that's why your relatives suffer and die. Because they've taken the wrong dog to the hunt. All right, so I'm out of tune today. Yeah, you'd want to get away too. I don't blame you if you want to get away as far away from your medical doctor as is humanly possible. That's starting to smack of good sense. That's starting to smack of good sense. People say, Dr. Glidden, why do you give the MDs so much crap all the time? I say, well, somebody has to. If we're on a cruise ship, and it's 2 o'clock in the morning, there's 20,000 people on the ship. Everybody, the people that are awake are looking, they're up on the bow and they're looking forward, and I'm the only one on the stern, and I see a fire on the stern. I see smoke start to pour out of the portholes. What am I going to do? Am I going to go back to bed? Hope that somebody else takes care of it? Hell no. I'm going to ring the bell, baby. I'm going to shoot the flares. I'm going to make noise about it. Because if I don't, somebody's going to die. The leading cause of death, MD-directed medical therapeutics. It's not because medical doctors are sadists. It's not because, they're happy to hurt people. It's because they're intellectual cowards who are wedded to an old-fashioned philosophy of medicine which is completely out of date. It is only good for trauma care and surgery when it's absolutely necessary. But they use that nonsense for everything. If you needed cosmetic surgery, would you go to a chiropractor? No, they don't know anything about that. Well, guess what? Your medical doctor knows nothing about how to help your body heal. And this is a problem, especially in a medical monopoly when the only people that you can go to are those people. It's the Matrix, ladies and gentlemen. I am the red pill. Snap out of it. Get your health back. Let's go to Chicago and talk to Arturo. Hey, Arturo, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Yes, hi. How are you doing today?
I'm great, but I'll get better, God willing, and the creek don't rise. What's up?
Yeah, well, I've been having panic attacks.
Yeah.
I've been taking the liquid calcium, the selenium, the powder calcium, tangerine, and the fatty acids.
Yeah.
I mean, my panic attacks went away, but now I notice that every time I eat food, I get like a really, really bad anxiety in the center of my chest. Like I feel pressure, like really, really bad.
Yeah, okay. So is that different than what you used to get? I mean, in the past, you used to get anxiety attacks. Was it always the same with this pressure in the center of your chest, or is that different?
Now it's different.
Yeah, okay. So the old anxiety attacks are not there anymore, and now you have this sense of pressure in the middle of your chest immediately after you eat something, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you need to go to a chiropractor who has an EKG machine. Well, an EKG machine. You need to go to a chiropractor who can put the electrodes on your chest and test how well your heart is beating. I don't think this is your heart, but it's better safe than sorry. I can't diagnose stuff over the radio. Don't even want to go there. But this is one of two things from a diagnostic perspective. Most likely, this is a heartburn, indigestion issue, or something's wrong with your heart. If it's your heart, it'll be easy to figure out with an electrocardiogram. Do not go to an MD. Avoid the MDs. Do not go to the MDs. Find a chiropractor who has an EKG machine. Get them to hook you up and do an assessment of your heart and see how you are. The only other thing you need to do is give your body some digestive support. The recommendation here would be salt your food so that it tastes good. Are you using salt liberally?
Yes, I'm using salt, and I'm using the Flora.
Okay, great. Yeah, when do you take the Flora? When do you take the Flora?
Well, I take it in the morning, and I've been taking I noticed this, that when I took the enzymes, with my meals, and then I feel more pressure with the enzymes. Yeah,
okay, that's interesting. Do you still have your gallbladder?
Yes.
You do? Okay, and how much do you weigh?
I weigh 175.
And how much calcium do you swallow every day?
Maybe like 3 ounces.
Okay, so here's what I want you to do as an experiment for 7 days in a row, okay?
Okay.
I don't want you to use the powdered calcium anymore. Give it to somebody in your family, have them use it. From now on, I only want you to take the liquid calcium, either the OsteoFX, Beyond OsteoFX liquid, or the Cal Toddy. I don't want you to do the powdered calcium anymore because I'm finding that in a certain percentage of people, it's just not as effective as the liquid, and I believe that you are in the boat of people who need more liquid calcium. So my recommendation as an experiment to you for 7 days, take 1 ounce of the liquid calcium in 2 ounces of orange juice, 1 ounce of the liquid calcium in 2 ounces of orange juice 4 times a day. 4 times a day, okay? Now, have you eliminated the 10 bad foods?
Yes, no, everything.
All right, so no wheat, barley, rye, and oats, right? You're way over that, right?
Yeah, and too, like when I don't eat, I feel fine. Like I could move around, I could do anything. But as soon as I eat, I feel that really, really, really bad, like anxiety, pressure, and I don't know. I feel bad, like in the middle of my chest. I mean,
yeah, I know. I get it. I know. So you need to get someone to check this out because it's either an indigestion problem or it's a heart problem. Now, if it's an indigestion problem, it could be related to something called a hiatal hernia. you might have a hiatal hernia, which is where your stomach has popped up, the top of your stomach has popped up through your diaphragm a little bit. I'm telling you, a chiropractor will be able to tell you whether or not this is happening. My advice to you, I have a recommendation for a chiropractor in Chicagoland. His name is Peal, P-E-A-H-L, Matthew Peal, P-E-A-H-L. He works out of Westmont, I believe. Matthew Peal, P-E-A-H-L. Just do a Google search for Dr. Matthew Peal. He'll pop right up. He's one of the best chiropractors, in my opinion, in Chicagoland. He's a friend of mine, a colleague of mine. I've been to him myself. He's a really good chiropractor, and he'll be able to sort this out and tell you whether it's a heart condition or, something else. But I'm telling you, if it's a digestive issue, you need more calcium, man. You need more calcium. And one other thing that you may want to experiment with, kind of by thinking outside of the box, is instead of eating 3 big meals a day, have 6 small meals a day. And when I say a small meal, you want to eat about as much food as will fit in the palm of your hand 6 times a day, right? Have smaller meals more frequently and see if that takes the edge off of it. Go get this checked out by a decent chiropractor. Up the ante with your calcium and call me back, Arturo, with a report, because I want to track this and pay attention to what's happening here. I appreciate you very much. Now, go and check that out. Krista from Long Beach, California, one of my favorite places in the world. Welcome aboard, Krista. You are live.
Hi, how are you?
Well, I'm great, but I'll get better, God willing, and the creek don't rise. What's up?
We all do. Okay, so I'm calling I'm calling in regard to this for my dad. So he has probably for the last, 2 years, he's been diagnosed with spinal stenosis.
Yeah.
And it's painful for him.
Yeah.
He's very active, rides his bike, which is the most comfortable position for him.
Yeah.
And and then he's in pain afterwards.
Yeah.
And then, but he, they do, my parents do yoga. I mean, they're very fit, and they eat well and all that fun stuff. Anyways, not totally on board with me trying to give him all of the attempted recommendations. And but he's done acupuncture. He doesn't want to do acupressure, but that's okay. He does chiropractic. And I just last night was looking up other things, and it was decompression.
No, you're missing the mark here. He's missing the mark, and this is. And
I don't know. That's why I'm asking. I don't know. I want to help.
Well,
him.
I know, and I'm glad that you called. But this is kind of like I mean, if you were going fishing, right, and you're on a rowboat and you're on a lake, and the lake has lots of fish in it, but you don't know anything about fishing, and so you stick an oar in the water and you put a hook on the end of it. You're not going to catch any fish. Well, okay. So then you stick a flagpole in the water with a hook on the end of it. You're not going to catch any fish. Well, so then, okay. So you row to the shore and you take a big branch off of a tree and you row back out to the middle of the lake and you put the big branch of the tree in the middle of the lake with a big hook on it. You're still not going to catch any fish because you're not doing the right thing.
Okay.
Acupuncture, acupressure, yoga, chiropractic are the wrong therapeutics for spinal stenosis.
Okay, good.
I love chiropractors. I love chiropractors. I love acupuncturists, right? Their therapeutics are really great for certain things.
Okay.
And they're just completely inappropriate for others.
Okay.
And is this your father or father-in-law? Who is this fella?
It's my father.
Your father? Well, look, Good luck trying to get your parents to listen to this, because my parents did not listen to it.
Right.
My mother died, God rest her soul, from the side effects of chemotherapy. She did not listen to me. She took the wrong direction. She didn't listen to me. Now, if my parents didn't listen to me, how effective do you think you're going to be at getting your parents to listen to you? It's like, the prophet's never accepted in the hometown. They're not going to listen to you. So tell your father, here's what I would like you to do. I'm going to tell you what to give him. I want you to order the supplements. I want you to put it together in like a little, a welcome basket, one of those baskets. Yeah, I want you to put in a card with instructions for how to take it. and then I want you to give him a brochure for a funeral home. And I want you to say, you choose. Which one's it going to be, Dad? You're going to do this stuff, and I only want you to do it for 3 months as an experiment, 90 days. Just do this for 90 days, or you can go here. Because this is what's going to happen eventually. And, maybe that'll snap him out of it. Maybe you can give him a copy of Dead Doctors Don't Lie, because Dr. Wallach and he are in the same generation probably. And remember, the best way to be an effective longevity proponent is to tell the truth and point. Right? I know a doctor that says you don't have to suffer with that, Dad. Here, listen to this. That's all you have to say. I know a doctor that says you don't have to suffer with that. He's your age. Here, listen to this. He's got a book in the Smithsonian Institution. I think you should listen to it. And give him the best of Dead Doctors Don't Lie. That's a very effective enrollment tool, that CD, Dead Doctors Don't Lie.
I actually have the book in hand. So
you want to get the audio cassette.
Okay.
And have your dad listen to it, because the book is just too ponderously long. Get a copy of this of the CD. It's not a cassette anymore. I'm dating myself. Of course, it's a CD.
I know what that is.
Okay. So the recommendation for him is one healthy bone and joint pack, original formula, 1 bottle of plant-derived minerals, and 2 bottles of selenium per 100 pounds of body weight per month. 1 healthy bone and joint pack, original formula, 2 bottles of selenium, 1 bottle of plant-derived minerals per 100 pounds of body weight per month, plus eliminate the 10 bad foods. Set it all up for him. Tell him, Dad, it's my way or the highway for 90 days. If you don't do this, then don't complain to me about this anymore, because I'm sick and tired of watching you suffer. Be the parent here, because I think he needs it. All right, so is everybody clear? We're not going to fish with tree trunks with hooks on the end of them anymore, right? That's just a bad idea. You're not going to catch any fish. Does that mean there's no fish in the lake? No. Does that mean that human beings weren't supposed to catch fish? No. It just means you used the wrong tool. Well, if you use a pharmaceutical prescribed by an MD to help you with a chronic disease, it's the wrong tool, and you're going to get worse. Period. This is simple, straightforward. 2 + 2 is 4, folks. It's not 5. Jessica from Pennsylvania is with us next. Hey, Jessica, thanks for hanging on. We're live.
Hi, Dr. Gladden.
What's happening, Jessica?
Yes, we spoke earlier this year, but this time, my husband, who weighs about 170 pounds, he's having problems with his blood pressure.
Oh, yeah.
He's taking the products.
Yeah.
He's taking the calcium and the selenium.
Yeah.
But, like in the mornings when he takes his pressure, it's ranging between 135, 145, over 100, over 99,
Yeah.
And he's pretty concerned.
Well, you gotta stop wearing those sexy clothes around the house, because that's probably making his blood pressure rise, right?
Yeah.
So you took this.
Sure
now wait.
I
don't want to. I'll tell you what to do, but I don't want to overlook the obvious here. Did you say that you started with longevity a while ago?
Yes.
And what results, if any, have you experienced?
Yes. You might remember. Okay, I was told that I had lupus.
Yeah.
So I had the whole works of the fingernails and my fingers looking as if I've been, I don't know, it looked like a blood clot. Now my nails are getting clearer.
Nice.
I used to have a lot of pains in my knee, and I have even forgotten that I had pain. So
isn't that funny how that happens? It's funny how that happens.
I used to have a problem just walking up my stairs.
Yeah, not anymore.
I couldn't go jogging anymore. So I have actually forgotten. If you didn't say it to me, I didn't even remember that.
I know. That's one of the people with chronic diseases. I recommend all the time that they keep a symptom diary, right? and that they write down on a piece of paper all the things that are bothering them, and once a week they give that symptom a score, right, from 0 to 10.
Okay, I'm going to do that.
Right? And then, yeah, I mean, you roll that out a year from now, and you look at it and you say, holy crap, I can't believe, I didn't even remember I had that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Because the body heals itself slowly like that, and you forget that stuff was even present. Okay, so for blood pressure support.
Since we're back and since I'm on me, I still am having issues with my hair, though. It's not like coming
your hair?
back as how because I do have my hair loss.
Oh yeah.
Just a couple patches, but it's not coming back as how I wanted it to. And just this week, I noticed there's another little, red blotch there.
Okay, so how many essential fatty acids do you take a day? EFAs.
I take on average 9.
How much do you weigh?
140.
Okay, how much selenium do you take?
I'm out now, but usually I take about 6.
Okay, very good. So the only other thing I'd like to see you do here is start doing 2 ounces of either the cherry mints or the plant-derived minerals a day. 2 ounces of either the cherry mints or the plant-derived minerals a day. And also, Youngevity has a product called Hair, Skin, and Nails. Hair, Skin, and Nails. Do 2 bottles of hair, skin, and nails a month. It would also benefit you, interestingly enough, to do an inverted yoga posture so that your feet go above your waist, right? So you can get blood down into your head for 2 or 3 minutes twice a day. 2 or 3 minutes twice a day, do an inverted yoga posture, either the shoulder stand or the headstand or something to get your feet above your hips so you can get blood pooling down into your head. You can bring more circulation into your brain or into your scalp that way, which is not a bad idea. I guess we're up against a hard break here, and it is the top of the hour, Jessica. Stick with me. I'll dial this in for your husband at the very beginning of the next segment. I appreciate your patience. Stick around for everybody. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. That's right, I am. And this is Fire Your MD Now. And I mean it. I am as serious as a heart attack. Stick around, please, and tell everybody in your life about this radio show. We're streaming live, thedrgliddenshow.tv. Check it out. Someone's got to be looking for the knockout punch. I guess that lot is cast to me. And I'll take it up very, very, very seriously. I've got no problem with that whatsoever. It's all about, in polite society, being able to disagree. But when every single solitary time, I've had a conversation with a medical professional, an MD, about all of this stuff, every single solitary time, they can't defend themselves with the facts, and so they use an ad hominem argument, and then they escape. By the way, ad hominem, that's fancy schmancy debate talk for you. Instead of arguing the facts, you call your opponent names. The MDs do this all of the time because they've got nothing to stand upon except shifting sands and great big fat flippin' bank accounts brought to them by the pharmaceutical industry, built upon the back of your suffering. Let's finish up with Jessica from Pennsylvania. Jessica, you still with me?
Yes, I am.
All right, how much your husband weigh?
He weighs 170, thereabout.
Okay, so he needs to eliminate the 10 bad foods.
He
needs to not even... So he's away from fried food?
Yes, completely.
Okay, great. So at 170 pounds, the recommendation would be one Healthy Body Start Pack 2.0 liquid, one Healthy Body Start Pack 2.0 liquid, 4 bottles of Ultimate Selenium, 4 bottles of Ultimate Selenium,
yeah,
1 bottle of Ultimate Daily Capsules, 1 bottle of Ultimate Daily Capsules, and 1 bottle of Cal Toddy. 1 bottle of Cal Toddy.
Okay, he has that.
All right. That's it. That's what he needs to do for 6 months. And I would get a blood pressure cuff that works.
Yeah, he has one of those.
Or you got to make sure that it works right. He needs to go to, the fire department or someplace, some professional's office, and take his blood pressure with his equipment, and then take his blood pressure
with theirs,
with their equipment, and compare the results, and just to make sure. Because with blood pressure, if it's off by 5 points, you're not going to know. So you need to know whether his machine is good. And here's another thing. If you do a Google search for circadian rhythm, that's CIRCAD like David, IAN, circadian rhythm, blood pressure, there's an interesting chart there that shows that your blood pressure, my blood pressure, everybody's blood pressure normally increases at certain times of the day. Normally, healthily increases at certain times of the day. So when he's measuring his blood pressure, he doesn't want to be measuring it at that time of the day.
Okay.
And he wants to make sure he's measuring it more or less at the same time every day. Now, he's on blood pressure meds?
He takes it on and off because he doesn't want to be on it.
Yeah, okay.
So,
well, I don't care about that. But if he is taking a blood pressure med regularly, he needs to be on top of the measurement here. Because if his blood pressure starts coming down, or when his blood pressure does start to come down, he's going to need to back off of the meds, right? Otherwise, his blood pressure will be too low, and that's not good.
Okay.
All right? All right, check it out. Keep up the good work, Jessica. You're the greatest.
Some time ago, you recommended Euphrasia officinalis, something like that, the 30C.
Yeah, our homeopathic remedy. Were you having an allergic thing going on?
My eyes. It didn't work.
Did not work?
No.
Do you still have that problem?
I'm still having have a break for like a 1-2 week period, and it comes back. I actually went to the eye doctor today, and he could hardly see the behind the eyes because he said it's so, it's so red, and because of the itching and the allergy.
Okay, so here's what you want to do. If anybody's suffering with an allergy, you want to go to my website, become an insider, get a subscription.
I am an insider already.
Okay, great. So watch the webinar that I did on allergies. Okay? Watch the webinar that I did on allergies, because you have to heal the gut. So taking the probiotics on a regular basis is something that would benefit you over time with allergies. Also, taking the Mackey Plus for a couple of weeks would be a good thing to do to calm down the intestinal tract. There's a connection between the intestinal tract and the eye? Yeah, there's a direct connection between the intestinal tract and allergies.
Okay, and allergy.
I don't care where the allergies are showing up. Eyes, ears, nose, mouth, or throat.
I'm just hoping it's allergy and nothing else.
Well, it sounds to me like it is, and if the eye doctor looked at it, I can't diagnose things over the internet, but it's not a difficult thing to diagnose. Another thing that you want to pay attention to is when you get a flare-up, right? You want to pay attention to the very last thing that you had to eat or drink. I don't care if it was a piece of gum, because almost 100% of the time, it's stuff that we're eating or drinking is causing the flare-up of the allergic condition, but it happens about 10 or 15 minutes after we eat it, and it's really easy to miss unless you're looking for it. But I talk a lot about this on my webinar that I did on allergies, so check it out.
I will.
And, healing, recovering from a chronic allergic condition takes years, but you can go a long way towards going in the right direction by paying attention to the health of your intestinal tract and digestive tract. So check it out.
I'm going to ask you one final interesting question. What is your breakfast regime like?
Oh, it's different every day. Some days I'll have leftovers from the night before. Some days I'll have gluten-free toast with butter and, almond butter or a piece of cheese on it. Some days I'll make a smoothie. I'm working on a smoothie that I made today. It's got frozen bananas, frozen cherries, Beyond Tangy tangerine, cinnamon, a lot of yogurt, some kefir in it, some essential fatty acids in it. I just throw the whole kitchen sink in there.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
think I'm going to try that.
The best breakfast for anybody, if you're not allergic to it, is a chicken egg. Soft scrambled in butter in a fry pan. I put cayenne pepper in it, put salt and pepper in it, or poached or soft boiled.
I do that. But I'm really having challenges with the bread. I'm a bread person, and that's my, my biggest challenge right now.
Have you gone gluten-free?
I have gone gluten-free, but I don't like how the bread tastes.
Yeah, you have to toast it. The other thing that you can do is you want to go to Facebook and visit my Facebook page. Just go to Facebook, type in Dr. Glidden. You've probably been there before, because there's a community of people there, and just post a question.
Met them.
Yeah, right. So post a question about homemade bread recipes for gluten-free bread.
Yeah.
Because, look, if you're a bread enthusiast, maybe you're going to have the next breakthrough recipe for good-tasting gluten-free bread.
Really,
somebody's got to figure that out.
Because I need to get a machine to bake my own bread, because they're still not getting it right out there.
Well, if anybody can do it, I think it's you, Jessica. Go get it done.
Thank you.
Hey. Looks like Houston, Texas is up next with Pat. Hey, Pat, thanks for the call. You are live.
Hi, Dr. Glidden.
Hey, Pat, you're in Houston?
Yes, I am.
All right, what's your horse's name?
I have no horse.
Come on, everybody in Texas has a horse.
But I do have a silver Mercedes that Longevity is paying for.
Come on, you got to love that. Whoa, ladies and gentlemen, a silver Mercedes. Got to love it.
Absolutely. I have seemed to have developed a allergy to shellfish. And I want to know what I can do for the glucogel, because my back is curving, and I have lost 2 inches probably in the last 4 years.
Yeah.
So I know I have osteoporosis.
Okay.
And I'm also having a real messy skin, something on my ankle, where I was having ulcers, leg ulcers.
Oh, is that right?
Coming back in the same place, and the skin around it is just a mess.
All right, so you need circulatory support. You need circulation support, right? One thing that can go a long way towards doing that, helping that, is the Ultimate Daily Capsules. 1 bottle of Ultimate Daily Caps a month. Be careful with the Ultimate Daily Caps, because there's a big honkin' tablets. It's a hard-pressed tablet, and there's no shellac coating on the outside of it,
Right.
and that's done for a reason. But it's easy to get those stuck when you swallow them. It's happened to me 3 times. So get a pill cutter and cut the capsules in
I chop them
half.
up and put them in my smoothie. But
All right,
I'm only
so-
doing 3 a day.
Well, they do 6 a day.
And,
6 a day.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Now, I'm double checking because I have a mental block about this for some reason, and I'm not exactly sure why. But I am of the opinion that the Liquid Glucogel Plus is shellfish free.
Okay.
I do believe that the Liquid Glucogel Plus is shellfish free. You want to call Richard Renton at Longevity and double check. But I am 99% sure that the Liquid Glucogel Plus is, in fact, shellfish free. And I am in the process right now of attempting to bring to Longevity a shellfish free glucosamine capsule. So if you wait, I don't know how long that's going to take, but that's in the works right now. But in the meantime, I believe that the liquid Glucogel Plus is shellfish free. But call Richard Renton at Longevity and triple check that. Now, the dosage on that is 1 bottle per 50 pounds per month. 1 bottle per 50 pounds per month.
Of the Glucogel Plus?
Yep. And, it never, are you doing the powdered calcium or the liquid?
I'm doing both. I do one in the morning in my smoothie and another later in the day.
Okay,
So
well,
I weigh
stop
100
doing the
pounds.
powder. Stop doing the powder. Get both liquids. Or you know what you might want to experiment with if you haven't done it is the Cal Toddy.
And that's what I take. I take Cal Toddy.
All right, so do 2
Because
bottles of
it's
Cal Toddy a
free.
month and get rid of the powdered calcium. Just get rid of it.
And how much Cal Toddy?
1 ounce twice a day. Well, how much do you weigh?
100.
Yeah, so 1 ounce twice a day, no problem whatsoever. Make sure one of those, or the last dose, is immediately before bed.
And the curve back, is that?
Well, all right. You stick around with me, Pat. I'll talk about that on the other side of the break. Appreciate you. Stick around, folks. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Talking to Iraq veteran in the chat room. Man, oh man, was that guy fed a false bill of goods by the Veterans Administration. Trying to get him sorted out. Yeah, this is my opinion, right? If you're in the you're in the military theater in Iran or Iraq, it's 110 degrees in the shade in the summertime, and you've got 130 pounds of equipment on. What's going to happen? You're going to sweat. You're going to sweat more than you've ever sweat in your life. And what are you going to sweat? You're going to sweat out minerals. You're going to sweat out nutrients. Now, does the military put that stuff in the food and put it back in your body? No. Does Gatorade have the stuff that you need? No. Does Coca-Cola have the stuff that you need? No. Does Corona Light have the stuff that you need? No. Does water have the stuff that you need? No. So the longer that you serve, the more that you sweat. The more that you sweat, the less nutrients you have, until eventually your body runs out of so many nutrients that things start breaking. And then you go to the Veterans Administration. Oh, my God. And what do? Do they do medical nutrition? No. They do old-fashioned reductionistic pharmaceutical medicine. They just throw crap at the wall, hoping something sticks. This is why so many of our vets are suicidal now. This is why so many of our vets are suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder and all number of physical ailments, because their bodies are completely under-nutrified. Their bodies are played out just from being in the physical environment of a hot desert, ecosystem with full battle array on. You're sweating freaking bullets. It's a crying freaking shame to see our veterans suffering needlessly. And if I was president of the United States, everything would change in about 60 freaking seconds. We're finishing up with Pat from Houston. All right, Pat, you still with me?
Yes, I am.
All right, so, I don't know how far your body has gone with this. I don't know how much we're going to be able to fix this, okay? But the recommendation is to lie on a slant board, 45 degrees, for 10 minutes twice a day with your head at the bottom. Lie on a slant board and get something to secure your knees or your ankles at the top so gravity can stretch out your spine, okay?
Okay.
You want to lie upside down on some type of an incline so that gravity gently stretches out your spine, and it would be better if you could get some type of a heating pad to lie on while you're doing this. Some type of a heating pad to lie on while you're doing this, because it'll give nice heat to the back, and that'll relax the muscles, and that'll help your body to stretch. It would also not be a bad idea to do one of your doses of liquid calcium about 15 minutes before you get on the slant board. 15 minutes twice a day, and every 3 months, if possible, you can increase the angle of the slant. Increase the angle of the slant. I don't ever want to see you be at 180 degrees completely upside down. I don't think that's a good idea. But, I'm okay with 120 degrees. I'm okay with 100. I'm okay with 45 degrees, whatever floats your boat. But you want to gently stretch your spine every day. Use heat and the calcium supplementation and the magnesium, of course, in the Kel-Toddy to facilitate that. Now, maybe you'll be able to undo some of the curve. Maybe you'll be able to get a little bit of your height back. I don't know. But it's certainly worth, 15 minutes twice a day. I mean, what the heck? That's good for you to do anyway. It'll get more blood to your head. And that'll give you more intellectual acumen to be able to fight the knuckleheads that we're surrounded by here all around the world, people that are just clueless about what we're up to.
And what about the skin on the ankle? And my skin, period. I mean, I'm like itching. Some of it is accidentally getting into gluten, I think. But I work real hard at that.
Well, so one of the best things to do for this is a colon cleanse. Okay. So you want to look to see if there are any licensed colon hydrotherapists in your area.
Okay.
I would get a series of colonic hydrotherapy flushes over the course of a couple of weeks. You may want to go on a therapeutic fast. You may want to do a colon cleanse while you're doing the colonics. I don't know what your lifestyle is like. I don't know if you have the time to be able to do that.
Okay.
But colon hydrotherapy, a jammed up large intestine, is often related to funky skin conditions below the knees. A jammed up large intestine is often related to funky skin conditions below the knees. So I would do some colon cleansing, some colon hydrotherapy for a couple weeks, and see, if you get a little bit of leverage on this condition. Does that sound like a plan?
It sounds like a plan. I'll let you
All right,
know how it
Pat.
works.
You go, girl.
Okay.
I appreciate you
Okay.
very much. Keep up the good work down there in Texas. That's Pat from Houston doing the good work of spreading longevity. What about you? Yeah, that's right. Seems like mission impossible. But, grassroots organizations have been pretty good historically. Look at the church. Started with 2 guys. Look at it now. How about the Revolutionary War? Right? Started with a handful of, signers of the Declaration of Independence. Look at it now. So, join the revolution. Non-militant, peaceful revolution of ideas, experience, and results. Ideas, experience, and results. Results, results, results. Pave the way into the undiscovered country of science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition. Cheryl from Florida is up. Hey, Cheryl, thanks for the phone call. You are live. Cheryl from Florida. Hello.
Yes. Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Good. I'm calling in regards to my brother. He has Parkinson's disease, and I'd like to see what you recommend for him.
Okay, so look, right, we don't treat disease. I need to make that very clear in the context of this radio program, right? But anybody that has Parkinson's disease, Lou Gehrig's disease, multiple sclerosis, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, Alzheimer's disease, Kuru disease, Sundowner syndrome, would benefit from central nervous system nutritional support. That's just kind of a no-brainer. So we believe that Parkinson's disease is rooted in one of the causative factors is oxidative damage to the central nervous system. Oxidative damage to the central nervous system. The same thing that causes liver spots in the skin. The same thing that causes iron to turn to rust. The same thing that causes food to go bad. The same thing that causes the body to decay when we die. Oxidative stress, oxidative damage. It's everywhere all the time. We believe it's oxidative damage to the central nervous system is a major player in the genesis of Parkinson's disease. So it would be prudent, therefore, for someone suffering from Parkinson's disease to get on board with antioxidant support, because antioxidants neutralize the negative effects of oxidative damage in the body. So antioxidants are measured by something called an ORAC score. That's ORAC. If I had Parkinson's disease and I was trying to support and promote the structure and function of my central nervous system, I would make it my goal to consume a minimum of 100,000 ORAC points of antioxidants a day. 100,000 ORAC points of antioxidants a day. You can get some antioxidants in food. You can get some antioxidants in, beverages. There's a lot of ways to skin that cat, and a lot of nutritional supplements also have a high ORAC value. A second thing to do is to consume a diet that's high in cholesterol, because his central nervous system, your central nervous system, my central nervous system are made from cholesterol. And also, if he was my patient in a state in which I could prescribe a statin drug, I would tell him to immediately cease and desist taking the statin drug, because statin drugs lower cholesterol. We believe Alzheimer's is caused by statin drug use, because Alzheimer's, 95% of the part of the brain that's affected by Alzheimer's is made from cholesterol. So when you drive cholesterol into the dirt with statin drugs, guess what? You're going to increase Alzheimer's. And if you look at the genesis of Alzheimer's and the bringing into the marketplace of statin drugs, they parallel each other almost exactly. There's almost a one-to-one relationship between the two, and it's nuts. And I'm the only one talking about it. Well, Dr. Wallach is. So a diet that's high in cholesterol is mandatory here. I mean, eggs and butter and chicken with the skin, and, just go crazy for cholesterol. Salt the food so that it tastes good, because your stomach needs salt to have healthy digestive acid, and you need healthy digestive acid to absorb all these, everything that you need. Number 4, eliminate the 10 bad foods. There are 10 foods that will promote oxidative damage in the body and make it difficult for anybody's body to absorb anything. So these 10 foods got to go. You can get the list for free on my website, drglidden.com. And the final thing to do is give comprehensive nutritional support to the human body, because everything's connected here. Central nervous system is connected to, everything's connected. So the recommendation here would be 1 healthy brain and heart pack, and 1 bottle of selenium, and 1 bottle of immortalium. 1 healthy brain and heart pack, 1 bottle of selenium, and 1 bottle of immortalium per 100 pounds of body weight per month. And if you want to go crazy for antioxidants, Youngevity's Triple Treat Chocolate. It's chocolate. 1 piece of Youngevity's Triple Treat Chocolate has 19,700 ORAC points, and it's chocolate. So wow. That's a good way to do that. Now, if you want more, it's really kind of hard, Cheryl, kind of telling people what to do in the context of a radio show when I've only got like 120 seconds to do it, right? But if you go to my website, drglidden.com, and click on the Become an Insider button, I have a subscription service that you can avail yourself of. It's $20 a month, and if you become an insider or Dr. Glidden subscriber, you'll have access to 110, 120, 115 hours, I think now, of recorded webinars that I've done. Now, I've done a whole webinar on Parkinson's disease, a 60-minute long presentation. I've done a 60-minute presentation on, osteoporosis and heartburn and autism and everything. So there's a lot more information that's available there, but really the nuts and bolts here is eliminate food that's hurting the brain and central nervous system. Eat food that's going to help the brain and central nervous system. Increase your consumption of antioxidants and give the body the its full nutritional due with nutritional supplements with good recipes. And this is the problem, honestly, in the medical marketplace. I've been a naturopath for I've been doing clinical work as a naturopath for a quarter of a century. And I got to tell you, there's a lot of, I don't want to say funny business, but not all nutritional supplements are created equal. Nutritional supplements are like chicken soup, right? Some chicken soup is awesome, and some chicken soup is just horrible. Well, what's the difference? The recipe. It is my advice, based on 25 years of clinical experience, that if you're going to spend hard-earned money on a nutritional supplement, because insurance won't pay for it, and there's a reason why insurance does not pay for it, you should get stuff that is the best. And the Youngevity's nutritional recipes, the recipes of Youngevity's nutritional supplements, are put together by the physician that wrote the book on medical nutrition. Right. So, Wallach's nutritional supplements produce more consistent, better results than anything I've ever seen. So that's why I'm a huge cheerleader for Youngevity, because it works better than most things. And, when it comes to medical nutrition, that's a big deal.
Great. Okay. Thank you very much.
All right, Cheryl, I appreciate you very much. Thanks for tuning in and turning on. Somebody, what did I have today? Did I have how much espresso did I have today? I've been on a roll today, man. We're almost done, and I'm just getting started. I'm just getting warmed up. Hey, one of my favorite cities in the United States, New Haven, Connecticut. Let's go and talk to Walter. Hey, Walter, thanks for calling. You are live.
Yes, I'm 82 years old. I'm a Korean veteran, and I go to the VA, and I've been wearing trifocals and had really no problem with vision. I had an eye examination a week ago, and they said my cataracts is 20/40, and they suggested cataract operation.
Yeah.
And I was wondering what I could do as far as supplements, minerals, to alleviate, to correct the situation and to avoid the surgery.
Okay, it's a great question, and thank you for your service, by the way. Boy, I'd love to sit around the dinner table and hear stories, about the Korean War. Son of a gun. But in any event, sometimes, if you crack an egg in a fry pan and you look at it, when the egg goes into the fry pan, the white of the egg is clear and you can see right through it. I mean, you could read a newspaper through it, right? But as it heats up, the clear yolk, the clear white of the egg turns white and opaque, and now you can't see through it anymore. Well, when the lens of the eye is suffering from oxidative damage, the same thing happens to it that happens to the white of the egg. It starts to get denser and denser and denser from oxidative damage. Now, anecdotally, I have had people at longevity conferences come up to me and tell me that they had cataracts. They went on board with a longevity nutritional supplement program, and the cataracts cleared up. I've never seen that happen in clinical practice, but honestly, I think maybe I've treated cataracts maybe 5 times in 25 years of private practice. Most people don't go to a naturopath if they have a cataract. So I've never seen it happen, but I've talked to people who I have no reason to believe that they're lying to me, tell me that it's happened to them. But whether your eyes have gone, your lenses of your eyes have gone beyond the point of no return, I don't know. Nobody knows. But here's what I do know. This did not happen to you, Walter, because you're getting older. And it did not happen to you because you have eyes. Because there's a lot of people who are in their 80s that don't have cataracts, right? This is happening to you because, from our point of view, you are probably unwittingly eating food that's hurting the eyes, a little bit, like the straws that broke the camel's back. And number 2, your body has run out of the proper nutrients that it needs to keep that part of your body healthy. So, as far as I'm concerned, your body, my body, everybody's body on planet Earth needs 90 essential nutrients in the form of, nutritional supplements every day, because the nutrients that your body needs to maintain its health, they're not present in the food. They're just not there. I don't care how good you eat, you can't get them. So I know that you need nutritional supplementation. I need nutritional supplementation. Everybody does. I know that you need to stop eating these foods. So my advice to you would be get on board with a comprehensive nutritional program for 90 days and see what happens. I can't make any promises about the cataracts, but I can tell you that you're going to feel better, your energy's going to get better, your mood's going to get better, your sleep's going to get better, you will feel better. The recommendation for you, Walter, is, number 1, eliminate the 10 bad foods. You can get that list for free on my website, drglidden.com. Number 1, eliminate the 10 bad foods. Number 2, do 1 Healthy Body Start Pack 2.0 liquid. It's a mouthful. 1 Healthy Body Start Pack 2.0 in the liquid form. 2 bottles of selenium. 2 selenium, S like Sam, E, L like Larry, E, N like Nancy, IUM. 2 bottles of selenium and 1 bottle of Immortalium. Immortalium, how do you like that for a name? Per 100 pounds of body weight per month. And in addition to that, 1 bottle of Ultimate Daily Capsules a month. It's 1 Ultimate Daily Capsule a month, 1 Immortalium, 2 Selenium, and 1 Healthy Body Start Pack 2.0 liquid per 100 pounds of body weight per month. Eliminate the 10 bad foods. Keep your fingers crossed, Walter, and call me back every 4 weeks with a report, why don't you? I would love to track how you're doing live right here on the radio. I appreciate your service and your trust. Hey, we're were you when JFK was shot? You probably know. Where were you when we landed on the moon? You probably know that. Well, one of these days, you're going to ask yourself, where were you when Youngevity went viral worldwide? Where were you when we turned the medical profession up on its ear? Where were you when medicine started becoming, medical nutrition started becoming a household word? People automatically, right? We drink purified water. We don't think about it anymore. Town does it all for us. We have public sewer systems. They take care of our sewage. They do it all the right way. They do it all for us. We take showers every day. We wash the body with soap. The food isn't contaminated anymore, right? They take care of all of that, right? It's automatic. Well, by the time we're dead, Youngevity, 90 for life, is going to be another automatic, and that's going to be a worldwide game changer. Going to finish out today's show with Kathy from Maryland, I think. Hey, Kathy, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Hi there, Dr. Wallach. I mean, Dr. Glidden.
That's okay. We got confused a lot, but I'm the better looking of the two. I'm the better looking of the two.
I had him on my brain since you were talking about the minerals.
Well, so what's up?
All right. Well, first of all, I have a client that has a son that's 16, and he's very, very depressed.
Oh, yeah.
And, of course, the doctors want to put him on all these funny medicines. And I didn't know what to tell her other than to tell her to take, give him the, he weighs 100 pounds, and he would take, I would say, the Healthy Start Pack. I don't know what else.
Well, first things first, you want to avoid antidepressants in teenagers like the plague, because antidepressants in teenagers cause suicidal ideation.
Mm-hmm.
If you give a teenager an antidepressant, the risk of them committing suicide is extremely high. Mm-hmm. Don't give a teenager an antidepressant. It's a bad idea, number one. Number two, antidepressants, placebos, were proven to be as effective as antidepressants. Placebos were proven to be as effective as antidepressants. So if MDs are all about science and all about the double-blind methodology and all about the research, why don't they prescribe placebos? Because they're more effective than antidepressants. Because they're not scientists. They're closed-minded, cowardly conformists who can't tell their ass from their elbow when it comes to what really works. And they have been completely prostituted. They have prostituted themselves 100% to the pharmaceutical industry, and nobody's calling them on it except me and Dr. Wallach. Nobody's calling them on it except me and Dr. Wallach. Most of the time, my experience with clinical depression is it's related to chronic nutrient deficiencies, especially cholesterol deficiencies, because cholesterols are all of your hormones in your body. I don't care if it's a sex hormone or a growth hormone or I don't care what kind of hormone it is. It's made from cholesterol. That's what your hormones are made from. So, and there's also a relationship here often with people who are chronically depressed with a blood sugar issue. So, and you want to prove that to yourself? Here's what I want you to do. I want you to go to the grocery store. I want you to get a bag of Tootsie Roll, the little Tootsie Roll things. I want you to eat the whole bag in an hour. Eat the whole bag of Tootsie Rolls in 1 hour. Eat the whole bag of Tootsie Rolls in 1 hour. And then for the next 6 hours, check in with yourself and look to see how your mood is. Within 6 hours of eating all that sugar, there's going to be so much flippin' insulin in your body that you're going to feel like you're walking underneath a cloud. You're going to be depressed. You're going to be snitty. You're going to be short-tempered. You're not going to want to talk to anybody. You're just going to feel horrible. And it's a sugar thing. So our recommendation, eliminate the 10 bad foods. Eat a diet high in cholesterol. Do one healthy blood sugar pack and 2 bottles of plant-derived minerals. One healthy blood sugar pack, 2 bottles of plant-derived minerals per 100 pounds of body weight per month. And the extra icing on the cake is 1 bottle of multi-EFAs a month. 1 bottle of multi-EFAs a month, 1 healthy blood sugar pack, and 2 bottles of plant-derived minerals per 100 pounds of body weight per month. Eliminate the 10 bad foods and go crazy for cholesterol. Have him try that on for size. God willing, and the creek don't rise, folks. I'm back in the saddle tomorrow. Until then, thank you for your support. Live long and prosper.